what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me.
Okay, so today we have a very, very special guest. This man is a content creator, commentary, YouTuber, blogger, Boss Babe Award winner, and
Yes,
TikTok YouTube star. And would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, y'all, I am Malik Taylor.
Yes, the Unpopular Party or Party Next Door that you know him on TikTok, Instagram,
Yes,
YouTube, and um And yeah, he's here today to do the interview with me, which I'm very, very excited about. And
yes,
we're just gonna get started.
we here. Hey, y'all, how y'all doing?
We here. Now, I want to say, Malik Taylor, you are a content creator known
hmm
as the Unpopular Party
hmm
on YouTube or Party Next Door on TikTok.
hmm
Born July 2nd, 1997.
hmm Look
Yes,
at you. Okay. You better tell me about myself. Okay, that's nice.
now I know you said currently you live in Memphis, Tennessee, but
Mhm.
are you originally from North Carolina? Or
No, so it's crazy. I'm not from Charlotte. I'm not from North Carolina. I've just been born and raised Memphis, Tennessee. But I was thinking about
Hmm.
moving out there. So that's why it's like it's crazy how
Yeah,
like people keep because I was like, I have been thinking like maybe I'll go to Charlotte a little bit, but now I'm from Memphis.
Memphis. Okay, born and raised. That's cool. That's cool. I know that the reason why I asked you is because I think you had covered something about Scotty from Baddies, and I
Mhm.
think of course she's from Charlotte. She's from North Carolina. And I think you had said something about, you wanting to, go out there at one point. And I was like, oh, I said maybe he's from there or whatever.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know what I
Well,
was.
I'll ask you. Since you being out there, do you know Scotty? Does she run the South?
I'm gonna be honest. So I am a North Carolina native. Me and my family are from North Carolina, but we're originally from Durham, which is
Okay.
um, which is of course 2.5 hours away from Charlotte. Now, I
Okay.
moved to Charlotte when I was about 13, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest. I never heard of Scotty until she was on Baddies, and I was like, oh, I didn't know she was from Charlotte.
I went to Charlotte one time and I was like, do y'all know like maybe it's something I'm missing? Nobody could tell. I said, well, Scotty.
No, you're not missing nothing. Mm-mm. I didn't know who she was. Mm-mm. And
And
I'm
that's
pretty
all
sure if I
right.
asked my best friend, she's a Charlotte native, she would probably be like, I don't know who that is. No disrespect, but I
Right. So we know her now.
we know her now,
We know her now.
which is fine. Now, I want to ask you, Malik, could you provide a detailed account of your high school and college experiences, particularly focusing on how these years shaped your personal and professional development?
Yeah, that's a great question. So high school, it was high school. I mean, I wouldn't say like, I would say like I was someone that was like peaked in high school, but still trying to like find my footing. Like I always say, I wasn't like the popular person, but also wasn't like the most unpopular, but I could never find my people. The girls didn't like me, the boys didn't like me. And if they did like it was like an acquired taste, but then they just liked me because they knew I was the person like, I was gonna always just be myself. Yeah, I was on a football team that shaped a lot of character because it's a whole bunch of growing boys and that's just in the locker room that's just mad and just want to everybody just want to fight. So it's just like that shaped a lot of stuff. But I feel like I always had like a sense of who I was. Like I've always just been like with the Malik you see now, I've always just been like, hey, how you doing? Like, what's up? Like, like whatever. But high school is high school. I don't talk to a lot of people from my high school because it's just like, it's no beef, but hey y'all, see when y'all see y'all. But I think that helped transfer me to when I went to college because every time, like in high school, I always just made sure to be in like an industry or just an area where like I tackled that. If I was known in my high school for like being in charge of like the media, known in my high school for being in show choir or something like that, I knew when I got to college, I was still gonna like stand out. And so it kind of helped me just be more extroverted and just like, take the tools that I learned in high school. But once I got to college, just like feed off of those and just kind of develop those and really just know, okay, this is when you really understand it's a time, it's a play. You can't always be goofy 24/7. You got to learn some professionalism. So I feel like each stage is still Malik, but we're just like molding Malik to
Mm.
continue to get him to where he is. But it's still the same Malik. So
I
shout out to that
like
Malik.
that. I like that. I'm glad that and that's the one thing about high school. And like I said, I always say this, high school is definitely a place where you're learning about yourself, you're coming
Mhm.
to, your identity, you're growing into who you are as a person. And of course, we're not all the same people that we were in high school.
Exactly.
We all grow as we get older, and that's the point. I'm
Hmm.
glad that you still stuck to who you were. You didn't let the crowd pressure you into being someone else you're not,
Yeah.
which happens a lot in
Yeah,
high
and I
school.
was I was always talking, they would try to like do little stuff like to like try to make a joke or stuff out of me, or they would try to pick on me. But that's why I would always say like I was never bullied because I was the type like win, lose, or draw. Don't put your hands on me or
Right.
like I was always one to stand up for myself. Like, who are you talking to? You're not talking to me. Like, I'm sorry, but like, okay, whatever. Okay, like, not too much glasses, not too much neck, not too much ankles, not too much. Like, so I guess that's where like the balance was just like, and like you try to pick on me, but like I'm gonna say something about you back, and it's like,
Oh yeah. And
mm-hmm,
that's how you get them. That's how you get them. Sometimes with people, they'll say certain things. They'll try to point out things about yourself. It's just like,
mm-hmm,
oh, I already know that, but what about you?
mm-hmm. Because I
I
used to
can
always say,
point some things out.
I used to always be like, you're not gonna pull my whole card. You're not gonna pull my whole card, especially in front of everybody. Ah, no, you're not gonna pull my whole card. Nope, not gonna do that.
No, I agree with that. I agree, and that's the one thing about people. And with you saying that, it seemed like even though despite all that, you seem like you always stuck to being more of like a sunshine type of personality. More of like I guess more so people would say like a golden retriever type of personality. Always just smiling, having fun, just like and despite of, you could just be by yourself and you still find a way to have fun.
And
Which, you know,
I mean, I guess because I grew up I'm not an only child, but I grew up in the house as the only child. 'Cause my brother and sister, they were older. So I just, I come home, it's me and my imagination. So it's like, and the two little friends that I could see in my neighborhood, but it's just me and my imagination. So I guess that's why I always just had like room to grow and just room to just be comfortable with myself. Because even if I was to get picked on, I think the beauty was it like, I like myself. If the world don't like me, okay, that's on them. They're weird. Like, I like me. Like, I like my little like someone talk about this. I like how my I may slant a little. I like how I got my little. I like that about me. So and like you said, like, of course you may have like your bad days because we human, and you may have your days where like, dang, I'm really in my head. But I try to always just no matter what, just try to find the beauty out of something in the situation because there's a beauty there. It may be a mess. But it's my mess, okay? Can't nobody mess it up like me. It's my mess, and we can try to find some type of beauty in there. But we human, so it's a balance. It's a balance.
of course, it's the yin and yang,
Hmm.
it's a balance. Now, I know that you mentioned at one point that you did end up losing your job.
Hmm.
I know that you did mention that before you got into content creation. Were there any significant moments or experiences during this period that had a lasting impact on your approach to creating content today?
That's a good question. So I would say like when I lost my job in 2023, it was such like it came out the blue, but I was also kind of expecting it because like I kept seeing just like different signs of like, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is not where I need to be. But I also didn't want to just be like the person to just quit because I kept being hard on myself because I was like, these previous two jobs I was at, I've been quitting. I was like, Malik, you just gotta see this through. You just gotta see this through. Like, I feel like, I don't know how spiritual you can go, but I'm very, I be talking to God. I'd be like, God, just help me, help me. But I was like, I gotta see this through. So I remember I would not quit. I would not quit. So when I got fired, it was shocking. But I was like, maybe there was something like telling me, like, I knew you wasn't gonna leave. So I had to literally take this, like, I had to take you out of here. But it really did kind of catch me off guard because I felt like I was thrown into the deep end. I was like, okay, well, this is kind of like my main source of income. Yes, I have like these seeds planted, but they haven't grown yet. Yes, I'm doing YouTube. Yes, I'm doing TikTok, but it hasn't gotten to the point to where I could really just like, make like a living from it. So, it's scary. I was scared. I was crying. I called my mama. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do next. Like, I don't know, like, what's the next step? And then, I got the dog. And then after that, my apartment at the time, my apartment had flooded in. So I had to like move back into it was like a lot going on back to back. But I felt like I said, with me just always trying to be like two steps ahead, it threw me into the deep end. But luckily I could swim. So I was just like, okay, although I don't have a lot going on, I have nothing but time on my hand to make something. I have time on my hand right now to create. I have time on my hand to try to like make some stuff shake. I said, right now, you know, what's going good on me on YouTube is doing these recaps. What's going good on YouTube is doing these reviews. What if I just set a designated, like just for a month? For a month straight. We're just gonna do these recaps. We're just gonna go full force into the TikTok game because I have nothing but time. And just, you know, just see what can happen. And in the meantime, still look for a job, still look for something that can, because I was sending out applications. I was applying for a job, I kid you not, like every single day, but nothing was taking the bait. But I remember like a lot of the content started to really pick up. The content started to really take off. And then I was like, okay, well, this is cool. You know, we started to make a little something, but then I really started like, how can I implement myself into this content creation world? What's going to be the one thing about me? Because I feel like, you know, everybody do recaps, everybody do TikTok. What's the little small things that I do differently that nobody else has done? If everybody's doing Zeus recaps, what can I do differently that's kind of set myself apart? So that's how I kind of went into like the documentaries, and that's how I kind of went into like, you know, the longer form videos, the before they was famous, even like on TikTok. That's how I started getting into like, you know, these type of things. It's just everything just started becoming a ripple effect. And I literally just had to like trust the process. Like literally just like trust the process and be like, okay, like hold on, 2 seconds. Jace, chill out, Jace, chill out. My dog is like, what is y'all talking about? Chill out, Jace, chill out. But yeah, that's it. That's it.